Okay, this is eVoice. This is the $4.95 a month commercial grade voice messaging system I told you about. You just go to evoice.com. You're going to come, it's going to look just like this. There's two things you can get here. One is called an eVoice receptionist. I don't recommend that you get that. You don't need it. It's $30 a month. You go down here to the bottom and you go to eVoice Plus and you go through the process of signing up for eVoice Plus. It used to be that your first month was free. I don't know if that's still the case at all, but I use an eVoice number. Now let me explain to you how the eVoice works. It's really, really, really important, okay? Now, when you get an eVoice number, you do not want to get a number from your own state, okay? Because if you're trying to call people from your own state, the call will not go through. Okay? It's the way that interstate and intrastate phone calling is set up. It was established in the 1980s when they broke up AT&T and they developed the smaller phone companies, the regional phone companies. Okay? So you do not want to get an eVoice number from your state. It doesn't really matter. It's not necessary. This is what you're going to use as your caller ID with your campaign setup area in step 1, which you'll learn by watching the video on how to set up your campaigns and by going to the webinar for how to do it. Okay? Now, here's another thing about the eVoice number that you select. Alright, first of all, there's 3 states in this country that you cannot send a broadcast into. Missouri, Indiana, Pennsylvania. And the reason is these telemarketing laws do not allow for these types of things to go into those states. So what you want to do is you want to pick a phone number from one of those states. Like Pennsylvania's got about 6 area codes, and Indiana's got 2 or 3, and I think Missouri's got about 3 or 4 maybe, okay? The other way you can do it is you can pick an out-of-the-way state like Maine or North Dakota, pick a number from one of those states, because the likelihood that you're going to be calling into one of those states is pretty slim. Okay, so I have an eVoice number from Wyoming. Unfortunately, a lot of people on our team also have numbers for Wyoming. So I would suggest you go with a number from an area code that's in Missouri, Indiana, or Pennsylvania, and use one of those numbers, or use a number from a remote state like Montana or North Dakota, South Dakota, Maine, one of those type places. Now let me show you how eVoice works. Okay, so when you get your eVoice number, you're going to dial it, and you're going to create a message. First I'll let you hear my message and see what happens, and then I'll show you how to change it.
Hey, this is Garrett. Thanks a lot for responding to my phone message. Unfortunately, I'm swamped. I can't take your call live right now, so please leave your name and your phone number. I'll call you back just as soon as I can.
Hey, this is Garrett, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so somebody leaves you a message. So for everybody that leaves you a message, you're going to get an email from eVoice. You open it up. Okay. Then you're going to click this right here. It's a live link. And you're going to download the file. You don't have to save it, you just open it. You're going to hear the message, and then you take your, you got your notebook, you write down the name of the person and the phone number.
eVoice. Hey, this is Garrett, blah, 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 blah.
Okay, that's all there is to it. When you join eVoice, you're going to have to download this little message box here. They'll show you how to do it. You just follow the prompts. It's very, very easy. So you're going to get a message from every single person that responds. Now let me just tell you this. You know, you may have some people who respond and don't leave a message. That's a lead. Call them back. You know, maybe they were on their cell phone, maybe there was an accident ahead, or, you know, maybe they dropped coffee on the floor. Who knows? Just call them back anyway, and you just call them back and you just say, hey, this is Garrett. I sent you a phone message about making $1,500 a week, and you press 1, and here we are. Let me ask you a question. Are you in a home business? Blah, blah, blah. You begin the conversation. Now, if you decide that you want to have the 800 number through iBuzz Pro instead of the eVoice, like I said, it's $34.95 a month, flat rate, unlimited calls. You refer 3 and you get your 800 service for free. When I first joined iBuzz Pro, I got this because I didn't know anything about eVoice. I use it every month. I don't even pay for it because I have so many members who also joined at that time who've stuck with it. And but it's the same process as the eVoice. The only difference is, here's the thing. When you're in your step 1 of your campaign setup area, you're going to put in 2 phone numbers, and you'll see that when you go through the training. One is your caller ID, and the second is where you want the call to go to when you press 1. Okay? Most of us do eVoice, so when they press 1, you put in your eVoice number. This is on step 1 of your campaign setup area, and you'll see it. Now, if you're going to use this messaging system and you're going to have a toll-free number as your caller ID, I will just tell you that when people see an 800 number calling them, they think it's telemarketing or a bill collector, and they're less likely to pick up, okay? If you use an eVoice number from Indiana, Missouri, Pennsylvania, or Maine or someplace like that, that's going to be your caller ID. Your response rate is going to be a little greater because most telemarketers and bill collectors are not calling from a private number, they're calling from a toll-free number. So it's your choice, it's your call. I'm just giving you all of the options here.